It's been good.
We'll call the meeting to order. It is 9 o'clock, and we can start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Are there any additions to the agenda?
Mr. Chairman, I have several here, please. Under the auditor's warrants, please delete the 1/11/21 auditor's warrants. So we only have the 1/7 of 21. We have, on item 2, commissioners' warrants, you have 2 add-on reports this morning that Sandy brought down, one for road and bridge and one for general revenue, dated 1/11 of 21. Other items of business, under Nick Bergman, County Engineer, we're going to add set bid opening date 2/23 of 21 for box culvert project, and he'll have the information on that, and that'll be at 10:30 a.m., and that's in the packet as well. Under personnel, Kathy has a couple of items, Deputy Auditor 1 and Deputy 2 description changes. Also, another board item, approve a donation to the Pipestone County K-9 program from Rosewood LLP for $1,550. And approximately at 9:20 or so, when we get done with the road and bridge item, we'll have Wayne come in and discuss and approve the replacement of the supply and return inline fans in the Law Enforcement Center building. And there's a copy of that in your packets as well, and was emailed out to Dan as well. And Mr. Chairman, that's the only things I have today.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I'd move for approval of the agenda.
Okay, moved by Les,
Second.
second by Chris. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Consent agenda, minutes, auditor warrants, commissioner warrants, hospital warrants, and treasurer's report.
Mr. Chair, move for approval.
Okay, moved by Chris.
Support.
Support by Dallas. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Nick?
Dan, can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
You bet.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, I don't have a whole lot going on today, but I guess first up for me would be a project update. This will start, I think, picking up shortly here, but for right now, the only updates I have are that first project, which would be with A&C Excavating. It's our 2020 box culverts, contract number 1. Final payment has been made now, so we're starting to get some of those older contracts cleaned up and off the list here, and then be adding more shortly because we're starting to hear back on the bonding. It was late Friday afternoon or early evening, I received notice that we're getting some bonding for a big posted bridge we have on County Road 8 west of Holland. It's been posted for a number of years, but so that's the one I added late Monday. I'd like to, get these let as soon as possible to try to beat the rush. So hopefully we get some better pricing. So that's why I kind of rushed that. But and actually later yesterday, we received wording that we're approved for some more bonding on County Road 56 south of town. So I'll probably be back in 2 weeks to set a letting date for that too. Then So that's all I have for project updates. Next up, I have a request for board action to approve our annual purchase of crack sealant material. We typically purchase about a half a truckload. Looks like that'll be about $10,800 this year. Price ranges from $9,000 to $11,000, so that's right in. We budgeted 10, so I mean that's right in the range we expect to see. So We have 2 quotes listed here. We requested quotes from 3 suppliers. The third one did end up getting back to us, but it was after I sent this out, and they were higher than the other 2 anyway, so that's why it only shows the 2 on there.
Oh, looking for a motion to approve that?
Mr. Chair, I move approval of the low bid
Dan,
rock white.
second.
Okay, moved by Chris, second by Dan. Any further discussion? Not all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
The next item I have on my agenda would be to set the bid opening for our second box culvert contract of 2021. This is the project I just talked about. It's on County Road 8 between Holland and Highway 75. We request a bid opening date of February 23rd at 10:30 a.m. for this project, and we would couple it with another culvert that's just west of this one and then north about a half mile. They're right close together, so that would save with some of the mobilization costs. So we felt it was good to pair these together.
Yeah, I'd make that motion that we set the bid opening on the 23rd. Want a second?
Second.
Second by Chris. Any further discussion? Not all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
My next item is just a piece of information I kind of wanted to put on your radar. We have usually end of February, beginning of March, every year we do the annual road and bridge hearing. We'll need to set a date for that coming up. We don't have to do it today. I just wanted to kind of remind you to start thinking about dates that work for everyone, and we'll either set that at that February meeting or when I'm back to in 2 weeks. So I don't need anything today. I just wanted to kind of remind you about it and get you thinking about it a little bit. So
What days of the week are those routinely on? Remember, is it Mondays?
We switched it
I
around.
think that's varied over the years.
Is it?
I
Okay.
was gonna throw, it could be like Tuesday, March 2nd, where we wouldn't be meeting here, and yet Tuesdays we normally have open.
True.
Nick, have you given any thought as to location for that meeting? The room that we normally have it in isn't very large.
That's a good point. Well, I
Any reason we couldn't set up out in the shop, perhaps? You got plenty of room in the shop, and put some folding chairs out there?
Yep, I would think we could do that.
You want to have it like we do for board meetings, have it partially live and partially by Zoom? We could do it in the community room then, because we do have video ability there,
Or EMS.
or EMS. Yeah, we could do it there too.
If you guys know how to set that up, because I'm not very good at tech stuff. I could get the PowerPoint put together.
Yeah. Well, we're still going to be in COVID,
Right.
Right.
foreseeable future. There might be another way to get people who aren't comfortable to come to a meeting to still be able to participate.
Yeah, so if you know how to set that up, that works for me.
We could do it at EMS, I would
Okay.
think.
It'd be a little bigger than here.
Yeah.
So looking at my calendar, I actually have my bridge safety inspection refresher scheduled for that day. But I'll see if I can move it. And I'll get back to you, but we'll try to
Okay.
see if we can do that March 2nd. I assume you'd want in the morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
How about Tuesday, the 16th? That's an off-board meeting day as well, too.
Yeah, that'd be a possibility too.
That way Nick doesn't
Okay.
have to change his training
Right.
if that only comes up once a year or something like that.
And it's online this year, so
Oh, okay.
I think I can do that, but I have nothing currently on the
clear.
16th, so.
2 or 16th?
Yeah.
16th be better for you?
Yeah, right now I would say it probably would be, because I don't have anything else going on then, if that if it doesn't make any difference to you guys.
No,
we-
not at all.
16th works fine.
You want to just set
16th?
that then, or?
Yeah, that's fine, if you want to, that's fine. But
Okay.
Mr.
Go
Chair,
ahead and set it.
Mr. Chair, I'll make the motion, set the Road and Bridge annual hearing at Tuesday, March 16th,
Yeah.
Yep.
At 9
9
a.m.
a.m.
Okay.
Support.
Okay, second by Dallas. Any further discussion?
If you have it in your shop, you'll make you clean up the shop. It's an excuse for you.
Yeah. Okay, location to be determined.
Sounds good.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Would you repeat the date and time for me, please? I didn't quite hear all.
Tuesday, March 16th at 9 a.m.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Then the last item for me would be just our regular maintenance updates. We removed some stumps on County Road 1 east of John Deere and Edgerton. Bruce had brought that up a while ago. But that is done now towards the Murray County line. We did some other treeing this last month. Our County Road 86, that flooded road, is open. The water continued to go down there and it got to a point to where it was froze out down to the road. So we just kind of pushed the ice off and added some more rock material and got that back open. It's not as wide as we want, but it's open. People can get through there now. So we'll continue to work with the DNR on widening it out and getting it built to, put back the way it should be. So. County Road 67 project, we've installed the railing on the box culvert. We started working on that trail for fish and wildlife. If you recall, we said we were going to put a little path out by those rock riffles. We started on that, and then this material just kind of froze up on us, so we'll have to wait till spring to finish that.
Nick, that was a gravel trail, right?
Yeah, we said we'd move some dirt that was there to kind of build the driveway, and then we'd donate a couple loads of gravel, whatever it took to get a fairly narrow path out to these rock riffles. Then, maybe one of you guys can remember, but when we did that last leg on that road, a bench somehow got donated to install. Does anybody remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember how we put the word out to look for donations? Because I think they'd like another one, so.
I think, was it social media or something, or I can't remember.
On the county website?
On the
or-
county website, I can't remember.
Okay, well, they're open to donations again for a bench out there.
Okay.
This
I
is
think-
on that side path?
Yep. We need to do a couple little concrete projects, like a catch basin we're gonna pour ourselves in our shop, so we just form up a little pad for it to sit on and pour that at the same time, and then, we just run it out there with our skid steer in the spring, and it'd be simple for us, so. So I guess,
Nick,
yes,
about that same, I remember Dave Halper's mouth when he talked about those benches, and I don't know if it was just a pipe dream at the time or not, but he discussed having some kind of a elevated observation deck out there as well too. Do you recall any discussion about that?
that bench I was referring to that was donated, that is on a elevated observation deck.
No, I mean, like high, 15, 20 feet up, a platform type thing was, you could get up and actually have an overlook of the Indian Lakes area. Like I said, I remember Dave having talked about that, but I don't know if that was just a concept at that point or.
I remember asking them about making like a pad that kind of cantilevered over the fence. It kind of overhung their property, but it didn't actually touch it, and that ended up getting shot down from what I can remember.
Mhm.
But as far as like a higher observation deck like you're talking, I guess I don't remember being
And the
aware of
reason
that.
I bring that up is if we did a type of a campaign soliciting funds, maybe be more than just, another bench. Maybe we might want to look at a bigger project, but perhaps now's timing's not good for that either, I don't know.
Yeah, this is going on, not our property, so I think, I don't know, that might have to come from them. But, maybe something like you're talking could be installed kind of off to the side of where this bench is going,
Yeah. I don't know if it'd be permissible to put that, in our road right away perhaps, so we wouldn't have to buy property. Because the right of way from where the walking path is that on our right of way or is that on, National Park property? Where's the line at?
That's on ours, but our property ends like at the ditch, so, it's not gonna fit on ours.
Okay,
When we add in a trail to the road there, pretty much chewed up all the space we had.
okay, thank you.
Yep.
Is that monument property?
Fish and Wildlife, right?
Oh, fish.
Right, it switches, I'm pretty sure that's Fish and Wildlife, but I think the DNR took care of it for a while, so it was DNR signs up there, but I think it was owned by Fish and Wildlife. I'm not sure how all that worked, but I think Fish and Wildlife's back taking care of it again, so. Either way, it's not our property, so. Last maintenance update I have on that December 23rd blizzard, we ended up with 15 signs that went down, so. Yeah, it was pretty windy. So, other than that, I guess that's all I had, unless anybody has any questions for me.
Questions for Nick?
How much plowing did you guys have to do?
Not sure.
Only probably a day or two.
Yeah, we were out there a little bit. Shoot, I didn't put that down here.
That's fine.
So, yeah, I'm not sure exactly,
That's-
so.
You keeping the guys busy? Do you have any thing for a flex time that they could have time off now and go against overtime, or is that not possible?
That's not how the union contract is set up. But it's been fantastic weather this winter, so we've been having stuff to do outside yet, so. Like, so far this week, they've been taking some large trees down on one of our county-maintained township roads.
So you're not plowing, but you're doing other
Yeah,
beneficial
currently,
work?
yep, currently we're still keeping them busy, and then, when it does freeze up, or start to get colder out, we're working on that inside concrete stuff I was talking about earlier, so.
Okay, sounds good.
And then, usually wintertime we'll work on all the barricades that got damaged over the year or over the construction year or just need to be updated, so. And we've got a board in your shop too that's got miscellaneous to do things like that to work out well. When water freezes over pretty hard, sometimes we'll take and restore riprap under the bridges. You can walk or drive out there on the ice then. So, that's another good thing for winter work. So,
Good, thank you.
yep.
Have you put up any snow fence yet this year, or just kind of waiting to see what the forecast brings? or-
They put up some. I guess I haven't got a list or a map. I haven't paid much attention to that. But I know, I remember seeing it. We've done
some,
some anyway,
okay.
so.
Just haven't seen a lot up this year yet, so that's why.
Okay,
But we haven't had a need for it though either, so. That's why I was wondering if it was just
Sure.
kind of wait and see. so.
nope, I will check on that, so. Otherwise, that's all I had, so.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Personnel?
Morning.
Good morning.
So the first items I have for you this morning are the two job descriptions that were printed out. And we do have an individual, Janet Bauman, Deputy Auditor 1, that's going to be retiring in February. We don't have an official resignation letter from her yet, so I don't have that for your approval this morning. But in preparation for that, we're updating the job descriptions in the auditor's office. So Tyler did look these over. They were updated in 2015 when we did our comp study, so there wasn't many significant changes to the job descriptions. And for the Deputy Auditor 1 job description, which I'll start with, you can see there's just one strike through on the front page and a couple on the back page. And speaking with Tyler, it sounds like he does most of that work, so there's not a need to have that in the job description for this position. I don't think these changes are significant enough to re-rate the job description. It doesn't significantly change what the job is doing. So I would recommend just approving both of these job descriptions as presented and not sending them in to get re-rated just because of the minimal changes to the job descriptions. For Deputy Auditor 2 job description, it's just the cleanup on the front page. We no longer use the state auditor, and it's switching that to private auditor. On the second page there, again, that would be a job duty that the auditor does on the recording deeds paragraph there. And then the election language that's added is to match up with the Deputy Auditor 1 language because they both have the same requirements for the election administration certifications. And then again, the auditor handles the tax forfeiture sale process, so that would be removed from that job description as well. So I am seeking approval of these 2 job descriptions today.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I'd move for approval.
Okay, moved by Les.
Dan will second.
Dan will second. Any further discussion? Not all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. And there will be more information to come on how we plan to fill these 2 positions. But as of right now, we're hoping to promote from within for the Deputy Auditor 1 and then advertise for the Deputy Auditor 2 position, both internally and externally. So
Okay.
I have one more item for you this morning. Investigator Tom Haig has submitted his resignation. He is retiring the end of February. So his retirement date will be February 26th of this year, and I would need board approval to accept Tom's resignation.
Mr. Chair, I move for approval.
Okay, moved by
Second.
Les. Second by Les. Any discussion? Oh, miss him?
Wish him well and look forward
He's
to,
done a good job, and
yes.
How many years was he here, Kathy?
Well, he had written on his resignation letter that he'll have been here for 6 years, 6 months, and 6 days.
hopefully that's not saying something about the experience he had.
But he was law enforcement before he came here, wasn't he?
He was, yes. He had a lot of years of experience in northern Minnesota, working for another department before he came here, so.
Okay.
Kathy, have you met then with Sheriff Freeman? If I recall correctly, originally that position was part of Southwest Human Services, but then didn't we absorb 100% of that cost ourselves?
That's correct. So we have, it was a half-time welfare fraud investigator and then a half-time investigator for the sheriff's office. And then we took it on as a full-time investigator position. At this time, Sheriff Freeman would like to backfill his position with a deputy sheriff. He would like to advertise for that. And then we're kind of in discussions how to backfill Tom's position. He would promote internally for that, but there may be some options for like a combination job there too. So as of right now, I guess we're just planning to backfill the position as a deputy sheriff, as long as the board is fine with that, with the discussion of how we're going to backfill it internally pending for the investigation piece.
Okay, that's in flux at this point, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, we do have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. The donation to the canine program?
Mr. Chairman, I have in front of me a check for $1,550 from Pipestone Cares, and the note that came with it dated December 23rd, 2020. Pipestone System cares at the core of community is humanity. Pipestone System manages pig farms owned by family farmers. One of our core values is caring. Charitable giving in the communities the farms are located is what the Pipestone Cares program is about. Every year, the employees and owners of each farm select organizations, events, and activities to support. We are fortunate to be part of your community. Thank you for all you do. Please accept this contribution on behalf of the employees and owners. Rosewood LLP is happy to contribute on behalf of owners and employees to the Pipestone County K-9 program. As the administrator of the Pipestone Cares program, any questions, please reach out. Signed, Alicia Mogler, Pipestone Communications Coordinator. So $1,550 to the K-9 program in the Sheriff's Department.
Very nice.
Motion would be in order to accept that.
So moved.
So moved, Mr. Chair, or second, either one.
Okay, moved by Les, second by Dan. Any discussion?
Just wanted to thank them for their generosity.
Hey,
Yeah, very generous
Go ahead.
donation. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Wayne?
I always come with good news, don't I?
Welcome.
You guys all got the email on this, the fan situation. I guess we're lucky that this lasted 43 years.
That's quite a while.
Yeah, yep, but we got a bid from Johnson Controls.
Excuse me.
Johnson Controls really does a good job of servicing stuff. You know, we had him in last week and he tried greasing that stuff, and he come back yesterday because he was worried about it, to check it. So, but we got a bid of $69,083.04. And that's to replace both of them, so. And these are different from the other ones too, because they're variable speed, which we've been working with. I don't know what was the company's name, Steve, that we were working with that said we should put them in. That works for.
Wayne, I can't hear you very well. Would you get the mic a little closer, please, Wayne? I can't hear you very well.
Okay. Well, I was just saying that, you know, Steve and I have been working with a company, and then they've been trying to help us reduce our electrical. And they said these variable speed motors are what we should be going to. But they want us to do it on both sides, but the other side we shut down at night, so we don't have to do it over there so much. As here we run 24 hours a day. And if we aren't calling for it down here, then they shut down, run a lower speed. So they're variable rate speed.
So that explains why the cost is substantial here. You know, the first part of your email talked about bearings in the shafts, because if it's just a fan, obviously, you know, a piece of metal is a piece of metal. We can put new bearings and shafts on and so forth. But this is more involved than that. This is the complete system, because we're looking at the frequency drive and be able to so it's more than just the fan blades itself that we're buying.
Yep, the old one's got the vanes and stuff in them too, and to update those, I don't even know if we can, for sure.
Right.
And it probably costs more than new. Then we still got the old.
That's what I understood. I just want to clarify that
Yep.
so people don't think
These
money just
these will be more efficient too,
right.
and quieter.
The technology has changed over the years, so it's not as simple as just maintaining what we've got, because it's going to be a complete upgrade, basically.
Yes.
Because of the frequency drive and the efficiencies in the motors.
This was scheduled probably be done this year, but with the COVID deal, we moved it back a year.
Right.
So it would have gotten done next year. It would have gotten updated.
And where did you have plugged in your budget at?
It's not in the
It's
budget.
not in the budget for this year. It was gonna be in the budget for next year.
I see.
Yes,
But they're basically near failing now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could fail.
At any day.
Yep, any day. Then we gotta move prisoners out.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
No.
Yeah.
And Dan, just so you're aware too, when I sent out the email yesterday, is that, and for the public's notice too, there are no parts available for these units anymore. They're 43 years old. They're using a type of vane system, as Wayne was talking about, that's air actuated, that's supposed to open and close them to vary the flow. They aren't working anymore. There are no parts available, so if we were to, as Tom Hunstead explained to me yesterday, if we were to try to repair these, they would have to have the parts manufactured by someone to make it work again, which would still involve taking the units off the ceiling and dropping them to the floor, trying to rebuild them and then putting them back up. And if you're taking them down at 43, you might as well put a new one with axial drive fans, which is more like a jet engine motor, no belts involved, it's direct drive. You get the variable speed drives in there, which will save us electricity, which is all in a good way. They'll also run a lot quieter too, because that thing howls in there like a banshee in there. It's just, you can't hear yourself talking there. So unfortunately, the cost will have to come out of reserves. This is part of our long-range Johnson Controls plan as we move forward, just we're doing it a little earlier than we were hoping.
Yep.
But if the bearings go out, we're in trouble. As Wayne mentioned, that we will have no heat in here and no airflow, and we won't be able to house the inmates. They'll have to go to Worthington or other facilities until we get it fixed. And we're looking at probably 4 weeks from now to get
these.
everything in, so
Yep.
we need to take action on it now and get it going.
Yep.
Okay, you've heard the request.
Mr. Chair, I move for approval.
Okay, moved by Chris,
Support.
support by Dallas. Any further discussion?
They come and do the work.
They do. Well, it'll probably be Bisbee's, out
Bisbee's
of Marshall.
Plumbing? Oh, okay. Bisbee's Plumbing and Heating, whatever it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's who they usually hire
Okay.
to do the work.
And like you're talking, just understand too, that once this is installed, it will be under our contract with, just like everything else we have with Johnson Controls. So
Yeah.
we pay for the capital outlay, and then we're covered for maintenance under our normal contract we have with them.
So if the motor or something goes out, they replace it.
Right.
And we're gonna pay for it all right away?
Yes.
I read some of that
Yeah.
payment plan.
No, we'll pay for it all
We
right
really
away.
don't need that, do we?
No, we don't need to
No
take out a
use.
loan and get a,
No use starting with that.
no, we don't need to get a charge card from Johnson Controls.
Yeah.
Costs way more that way too.
We have reserves, and we don't want to pay interest on it either.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Not, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Question for Wayne, as we go forward on this, because of the increased efficiencies, we might want to check and see if there might be some rebates available to us through XL Energy.
Yeah. Yeah, we could do that.
We'll get with that Alicia, who we're dealing with. and
Yeah.
See if they can help us out with that. Maybe we can get something back out of that.
Good idea. We'll look into it.
Yep.
Anything else?
Excuse me.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, anything else other than committee reports?
Just a word of information, I'm working on the business relief grant program right now. We've had one meeting with Dan, Les, Tyler, and myself, and we had representatives from the chamber there as well. So we're putting together an application right now, and I'll have that ready to go on the 28th, and also the grant application as well. So we'll have the application for the businesses, and then we'll have the grant app on the 28th. So we'll be able to act on that and then get going on it. And plan will be that we'll take the applications for 2 weeks ending on the 15th of February, and then we'll have the committee go through the applications we have, get them out by the end of the month. We have to have the checks out by the 15th, no later than that, and then reports back to the state by April 1st. So we do have time to get it done. This is, this is a lot smaller grant program. It's $250,000 of state money is where this came from. Where if you remember our last one through the Federal CARES Act, we sent out over $700,000 to businesses and nonprofits on that. So this is a much smaller program. It's really targeted towards businesses and businesses that are nonprofits that were especially hammered by the 20-99 ordinance that the governor put forth that closed the businesses in November. So that's really the target audience they're trying to get with this. So, and we'll take other applications as well, but the target is going to be small businesses and businesses that are nonprofits.
Of course, some of those did get direct payments also, didn't they, from the state?
Depending on their size and their employee numbers, they will. And on our applications, they'll have to list all the income they got from grants, that type of thing too, so we'll know where it came from.
Okay,
So, more to come.
sounds good.
Money's gonna go quick.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, it won't take long.
Plenty of need out there.
Some of the calls that we've had, one party could take it all, not even help.
Right.
I have a question about the tax implications of that. I know we aren't tax advisors, or do people get a W-2 for that, or a 1099 for that, or is it considered income, or?
It is taxable.
It is taxable,
Yep.
okay.
It's state money, it is taxable. To what degree, I don't know, I'm not a tax advisor, but it did say on all the information I had that it should be considered taxable income.
Do they have to self-report that then, or were they gonna get a 1099 or a W-2? Don't know.
I don't know how that will play out at this point. I don't know.
But I think that's different from the stimulus checks that everyone got in the mail.
Yeah, that
or
was totally
direct
different.
deposit, those were supposed to be not taxable.
Are they non-taxable, the stimulus checks?
That's what they claim.
Yes, they are non-taxable.
Yeah.
They will not be
Okay.
listed as taxable income for you.
Answers one question, then
Yep.
one other
Unless
question.
they change the rules and trick us.
No, no, it's-
Well, it's, didn't know what to happen, changed the rules, so.
Right, oh, yeah.
No, for 2020, it was non-taxable for your stimulus checks that you got for both
Right.
of them. But as far as these business grants go, there's three pots of money that's doing this. The State Department of Revenue is doing one aspect of it, and the counties are way down in the third one. So anybody that's getting money directly from the state, they should consider that it's going to be taxable income.
Okay.
It's only partially good.
But to what degree and what percentage, I don't know.
Right.
But
Just so it isn't taxable federal and not state, or the other way around, you know, if it
Yeah.
gets confusing then when that
Right.
stuff happens.
Okay,
5?
yeah, we could. Recess for a few
Okay,
minutes.
refresh for 3 minutes. All right.
Okay. Dan, you want to start us off with committee reports?
Sure, I will do that. Month of December started for me on the 3rd with our Prime West meeting. We are still doing that via Zoom. A little bit more involved now that we've got the expansion counties in with us as well too. Basically, in fact, Les will throw it over to you as well too. You were Prime West discussion. We're talking about some of our contracts and some of our required training. Then we've got annual training we have to do for fraud and what's the other term that we use, Les? Fraud and
Yeah.
Fraud and abuse.
abuse. Yeah, thank you. Fraud and abuse.
Yeah, and waste.
Fraud and waste. Yep. But we did work on our contract then with Jim Brisbane, our administrator. He was offered a increase as well too. A lot of very good. His annual report was very glowing. He's doing a great job for us. Anything else, Les, that I'm missing from Prime West?
Just that Jim refused the increase.
Again, second year in a row he's done that.
I don't know if you want to give the COVID update and stuff like that?
I'll leave that for you if you'd like. Go ahead. Then moving on, then on the 11th, then I had my Southwest 18 Mental Health Consortium, that also still being done remotely. Same kind of thing, wrapping up the year end, looking at some of our contracts. Nothing really stood out specifically in that. A lot of concern with the anticipated budget cuts. This group all works off of various grants and funding, so not quite sure just what the future holds for us financially. A lot of discussion about need again for rooms, just like with Southwest Mental Health. Chris is on as well, Chris and Les. The same kind of things, concern about funding and rooms and so forth, or bed space, I should say. On the 16th, Les and I had our monthly Southwest Health and Human Services. Same kind of thing, we reviewed Beth Wilms' contract, we did her annual review as well too. We all unanimous in how fortunate we are. Terrific job that she's doing for us. Beth has been with us now, has it been 4 years less, 3-4 years, and we've just really been working very well for us. Then in the afternoon that same day, Les and I had our building and grounds meeting with Steve and Wayne, and there's a proposal about possibly putting some solar out at our Health and Human Services building from a company called Ideal Solar Energy. They're putting together a proposal for us. Be more upcoming on that. Then I finished out my month then on the 17th, as far as meetings concerned, with our Casey Jones meeting, with Chris on that as well too. Nothing really stood out on that Casey Jones meeting other than, again, not sure where our funding is at. That's all grants, and we're always applying for additional grants. That concludes my report, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. Les?
Okay. On the 3rd, had Prime West, and we had 7 members leaving the board this year that either didn't run or were beat out in elections, which is not bad considering the size of the board. And then,
It's over half, isn't it?
well, if you figure the expansion counties, it was like 7% turnover.
Oh, I'm for
14%.
Prime West, not for
But
Health
as
and
far
Human
as-
Service.
It'd be about a 20%,
Okay.
24%, which is kind of normal. I mean, I think the election before, I think we lost 9 members. It was the biggest turnover.
I was
we've
thinking
ever
for
had.
Health and Human Services instead of Prime West, where it'd be a lesser number. But,
Then, on Prime West COVID update, they have administered 13,682 COVID tests at a cost of $1,156,000. 1,023 have tested positive and 43 have died. That's in the 13 county membership.
okay.
So, and the total cost of the care for the COVID patients is $2,129,500. So, then on the 7th, we had plan ops, and we all went through that at the hospital board meeting. The 8th commissioner meeting. On the 9th, we had mental health, and basically there, it approved the bills and a few things, and then went through the audit report, and it was a clean report. And then we had a report from Casey Bourne on behavioral health update. And then on the 14th, Luke and I had negotiations with the union. On the 16th, Health and Human Services, and this is for you, Luke. Last month, I think you talked to me about this. Auto home placements for the month of November was 154. We're always a month behind.
Okay.
Lincoln County had 3, Lyon County had 42, Murray County had 7, Pipestone County had 21, Redwood County 65, Rock County 16.
Okay.
So, then the health insurance fund for, the self-insurance fund for the employees, That's $1,200,000, so that's holding right there at that. Then we had a closed session review for director, and Dan highlighted on that. On the 21st, we had Southwest Pick. That was basically elections of the officers for 21, and then reviewed and approved grants for 21. And then the 22nd, Commissioners Meeting, Hospital Board. Then on the 23rd, I had Executive Radio Board, and there again, it was a lot of updating grants for 21. That's the end of my report.
Okay, thank you. Chris?
On the first, I had Towards Zero Death, the Lincoln and Pipestone County Safe Roads Coalition. Met via Zoom this time. We've been doing conference calls before. Went a little bit better. Fatalities are up across the state by almost 30%. Some of the numbers that stood out were like 63 motorcyclist deaths compared to like 44 the previous year. 107 speed-related as opposed to 68 the previous year. So numbers are up, especially with the speed-related crashes, like dramatically. Just nobody knows why. On the 7th, attended the AMC virtual annual meeting. On the 9th, with Southwest Mental Health, I attended via Zoom on that one. The 11th, attended the MCIT annual meeting. There wasn't a whole lot to report on there. They haven't been really using their facility and haven't been providing the trainings that they normally do just because of the year that we've had. They were able to save some money by consolidating some insurances and splitting off some insurances. There was some that they had trouble getting reinsurance for, but were able to after, I believe it was like the liability and casualty insurance that they had for law enforcement, and I believe they were able to split those into two, and were able to get reinsurances after doing that. So anytime you can save money on health insurance, or just insurance in general, it's always nice. On the 16th, I met with, as part of the personnel committee, and we interviewed for the deputy assessor position. 22nd, we had the PCMC board. 28th, CPT, counties participating in technology. Not a whole lot to report there. They have, this is our second month in a row where they had no personnel updates, which is nice. So everybody's sticking around now. The calm has happened now after everything, so everything's going good there. They had a clean audit. Really wasn't a whole lot to report on. Numbers are doing good, still making profit. And then on the 29th at PCMC, the medical staff med staff meeting that we do once a year for my committees there. And that concludes all my meetings for December. Thank you.
Okay. Dallas, anything?
No official meetings, but Steve has been arranging meet and greets with me went to Nick at the highway department spent an hour and a half there talking to him, and then we went to the sheriff, got to shake hands with both the sheriff and the deputy sheriff, and toured some of the facilities.
They let you back out.
They let me back out.
We didn't go in the jail.
No, we didn't have to go in the jail. But, and it's good to get to know them better and to get to know me a little bit. We also spent an hour and a half at the EMS with Renee and Casey, and a couple things that I brought up, she brought up to me, and I related that to the person that she was concerned about, the Colonial Funeral Chapel. So I got to talk to the guy there and said, "What's going on?" And he said, "Well, I'll check into it." So, and also another insurance question was answered very well. Thank you, Steve. And I spent some time with Kyle Cryer and got to tour their offices also. So,
Good.
thank you.
Yeah, welcome aboard. Myself, I had the soil and water meeting on the 10th. They paid out a couple projects, approved a no-cost lease of a tractor for buffer seeding projects in 2021, entered a Department of Ag groundwater protection program managing nitrates in the wellhead areas. And then after that, RCRCA had their industry day where they did a presentation to potential contractors for the Lake Redwood dredging project. On the 14th, Les and I had the union negotiations. On the 16th, had an AMC follow-up on the rural metro discussions for the Braver Angels program. On the 21st, AMC Environment and Natural Resource. We met with agency staff from Department of Ag, Bowser, DNR, and Minnesota Pollution Control. Had the hospital board meeting on the 22nd. On the 4th, the Minnesota rural counties met. We had transportation funding presentations from the Polk County engineer, Rich Sanders, and the Vice President of Transportation and Fuels with Great Plains Institute, Brendan Jordan. We amended the rural county policy positions, and MRC is going to take the lead on that $3 million ask for the annual emergency readiness grant, since that group can't afford their lobbyist anymore. They're also working closely with Rural Broadband Coalition, and we updated our policy to reflect what the governor was proposing. I think they're seeking $120 million for the biennium for expansion of rural broadband. And of course, the county-based purchasing issue is also being followed very closely. On the 7th, Area 2 and RCRCA met. I was reelected chair for RCRCA. We reviewed the Area 2 audit. On the 21st of January, we're going to go put out for bids for the Lake Redwood dredging project. Plan to open bids on February 11th and hope to award at the March meeting. And then yesterday, Les and I had the plant ops meeting at the hospital. And that's about it for me. Anything else to come before the board today?
I would move for adjournment.
Okay, let's
Second.
move to adjourn. Chris, second. All those in favor?
All right.
Opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you very much for attending. Have a good week, Dan. Cat looks like it's doing well.